So this is to Sextus Empiricus and Gambler. Gambler, I don't know why you got involved in this. It was basically a tar baby, if you know about Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox. This is my Quran from from like 96, 95, maybe 94. But let's go through the claim. Let's go through the things. Augustine, Aquinas, evolution, Romans chapter 5, 12 through 21. Galileo, biblical marriage, and ISIS equals the papal states. And then 3, relevancy. And then slavery and binding of Isaac get in there. Gambler, you know that we don't accept any writings of Augustine. And Aquinas, everything he wrote was basically heresy. So I don't know why you were defending him. Gambler is a friend of mine, good friend of mine, but let me just address this to Sextus. The Bible is not infallible, never has been infallible. The Church, when speaking unanimously, is. You seem to know that the Roman Catholic Church accepts evolution. But then you go on. As for Romans 5, 12 through 21, there's a huge mistranslation. Jerome mistranslated that into Latin from the Greek, and Augustine got the idea of original sin from that, and from there you get total depravity of the Calvinists and all that kind of stuff. This is a huge contention for the Orthodox. Gambler is Greek Orthodox, I am Syriac Orthodox. Galileo didn't get in trouble for heliocentrism. Copernicus already put forward that idea, and the Pope agreed with Galileo back in the day on that. Biblical marriage is between one man and one woman. I don't know where you get this from. We don't even get marriage ceremonies until the dead center of the Middle Ages. The biblical view is don't get married. Maybe for a bishop or a deacon, you should be a man of one wife, but I'm going to have to assume we're only going with New Testament style stuff, since, you know, we're going to look past all the polygamy that went on in the Old Testament. So just a New Testament thing. Yeah, biblical marriage, no, not in the New Testament. Maybe parts of the New Testament, but no, you'd have to say Pauline view of it then. Same-sex marriage, yeah, it's not in there, just like the color pink isn't in there. Slavery actually gets abolished in the New Testament. The binding of Isaac, again, a Jewish story, and that was seen by all forms of Judaism and Christianity as the calling to an end of human sacrifice. And then that jackass during Judges sacrificed his daughter, which was not a command of God. You could say that ISIS and the Papal States are pretty much the same. No, this is an ignorance of Islam, an ignorance of the Papal States. The Papal States didn't try to take over the entire world and kill all non-believers. The oldest synagogue, the oldest continually functioning synagogue in the world is in Rome. And the Papal States had many prominent homosexuals that walked around, like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci. There were many Medicis there. Evolution. Yeah, not a conflict for Eastern Orthodox, Oriental Orthodox. The Roman Catholic Church affirms it. So that's what 3/4 of Christendom right there. And I explained the issue of Romans 5. The relevancy today, it's the base text which Western civilization is built upon. You won't know literature unless you know the Bible. Actually, we are all Christian, whether we're moving towards post-Christian or, I mean, all of our morals, etiquette, and culture is still Christian. It still has, even the most virulent atheist, we still have the residue of Christianity on us. I grew up in a Christian society, even though I was raised with this. The final revelation given in here is to slay the unbelievers wherever you find them and conquer the world. The last command given by Christ was go and baptize in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and do not use violence. Repeatedly, don't use violence, don't use violence. This book starts out saying don't use violence and ends up with slay them, kill them, laying ambush for them. So this seems like a coward's way out. Not addressing Islam, but then trying to say, well, the Papal States were like ISIS. Total fraud. You could say Geneva is like ISIS because the Roman Catholics weren't the fundamentalists. Geneva under Calvin, yeah, I would agree, but it doesn't seem like you know what you're talking about. And also, I don't think Gambler should have got into this, since Aquinas is a heretic and Augustine is, all of his writings are garbage at best, according to our communion, his church and mine. Peace to you.